Right now, the jury is working late in downtown Louisville, deliberating in the federal civil rights case against former LMPD officer Brett Hankison. Now, I just got a text update from our reporter, Alexis Jones, who's saying they are still deliberating. The judge is allowing the jury to choose how late they want to stay tonight. She's also giving them an option to elect a foreperson and go home. They would just need to get an update on when they would return in the morning. That's the latest from downtown at the moment. Today, while on the stand, Hankison seemingly changed course, admitting he didn't have a clear target of anyone that night. Alexis Jones is reporting from the courthouse.
Brett Hankison was back on the stand today for an intense cross-examination. Prosecutors questioned his actions on the day Breonna Taylor was killed, including how he identified and isolated his target. Prosecutor Michael Songer showed pictures outside of Breonna Taylor's apartment window and sliding door. He asked Hankison if he could see a person, a shadow, or even an outline of a person. Hankison replied, "I could not." Hankison says he knew the threat was walking up the hallway and saw muzzle flashes inside the door from where he was standing on the sidewalk. However, Songer says Hankison's shell casings weren't found next to the apartment building. Instead, they were found behind a gray truck in the parking lot. He also mentioned two fellow officers testified they did not see muzzle flashes. After several more questions about the gunfire, Hankison frustratedly said he now knows the shots were coming from officers, not Kenneth Walker. But at the time, he says he was under the impression his fellow officers were being executed. Songer then established there was a break in between Hankison's 10 shots and gunfire in the doorway. Songer went back to former Sergeant John Mattingly's testimony to hearing a short break and Taylor's neighbor Cody Etherton saying he heard a pause. However, Hankison says he stopped shooting once he saw the muzzle flashes ended, admitting he thought he took out the threat. Prosecutors argue Hankison could have hit officers in the process if they had stepped inside of the apartment, but he says he knew they wouldn't walk inside, adding he thought everyone was being executed in the breezeway. Since then, both sides have rest. Now attorneys are giving closing arguments to the jury. In Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHAS 11 on your side.